Ad revenue. This is the most familiar way creators earn on the platform, generated automatically once a channel meets the eligibility requirements and joins the partner program, allowing ads to run before, during, and after videos. Getting approved requires reaching a minimum subscriber count and a set number of watch hours within the past year. Thresholds designed to ensure a channel has genuine, consistent viewership before monetization begins. What makes this method distinct from other income streams is its passive nature, since earnings continue accumulating from a video's views without any additional work once it's published, though the actual payout per thousand views varies enormously depending on the topic, audience location, and time of year. Advertisers tend to pay more to reach viewers interested in finance, technology, or business content, while entertainment and gaming channels often earn comparatively less per view, despite sometimes having larger audiences. The trade-off is that ad revenue alone rarely provides a stable income until a channel reaches a substantial size, which is why most successful creators treat it as one piece of a larger income strategy rather than the whole picture. Channel memberships. This feature allows viewers to pay a recurring monthly fee directly to a creator in exchange for perks like custom badges, exclusive emojis, members-only videos, or early access to content. It requires a channel to meet certain subscriber thresholds before becoming available, though the exact requirements have shifted over time as YouTube has adjusted the program. What sets memberships apart from ad revenue is the direct, recurring relationship it creates between creator and viewer, since the income depends on genuine fan loyalty rather than algorithmic reach or advertiser demand. Earnings depend heavily on how engaged and personally invested a creator's audience is, since only a fraction of viewers typically convert into paying members even on channels with large subscriber counts. This method tends to work best for creators who already have a close, community-driven relationship with their audience, since the perks alone rarely convince casual viewers to pay without a real sense of connection to the creator. Super Chat. These features let viewers pay to highlight their comments during live streams, or to leave a one-time tip on a regular video, giving fans a direct way to financially support a creator they enjoy watching. Super Chat works specifically during live broadcasts, where paid messages appear in a highlighted color and stay pinned for a length of time based on how much the viewer spent. What makes this method different from other income sources is its real-time interactive nature, since it thrives specifically during live content where creators can acknowledge and respond to paying viewers in the moment. Earnings here vary wildly depending on audience size and how actively a creator engages during streams, since the feature rewards genuine back-and-forth interaction rather than passive viewership. This tends to work particularly well for gaming channels, commentary creators, and anyone who streams regularly enough to build a recognizable live audience that enjoys direct interaction. Brand sponsorships. This involves companies paying creators directly to feature or mention their products within videos, a practice that has become one of the most lucrative income sources for many YouTubers, particularly as ad revenue alone has grown less predictable. Branding sponsorships typically requires a creator to have an established audience and a clear niche, since brands want assurance that a creator's viewers match their target customer base. What separates this method from platform-based earnings is that payment comes directly from the brand rather than YouTube, meaning rates are negotiated individually and can vary enormously based on channel size, engagement, and niche relevance. Payments can range from free products for smaller creators to substantial flat fees for those with large, loyal audiences in commercially valuable niches like tech reviews, finance, or beauty. Sponsorships do require careful balance, since audiences tend to notice when sponsored content feels forced or overly frequent, and trust, once lost, can be difficult to rebuild. Affiliate marketing. This method involves creators sharing unique referral links in video descriptions, earning a commission whenever a viewer makes a purchase through that link, often for products the creator has reviewed or recommended within the content itself. It requires no upfront application beyond signing up for affiliate programs, which are widely available through platforms like Amazon Associates or through individual brands with their own referral systems. What makes affiliate marketing distinct from sponsorships is that payment depends entirely on actual purchases rather than a flat fee, meaning income can fluctuate significantly based on viewer trust and purchasing behavior rather than simply video views. This tends to work especially well for review channels, tutorial creators, and anyone producing content where viewers are already in a buying mindset, since the recommendation feels like a natural extension of the video rather than an interruption. Success in this space depends heavily on genuine credibility, since audiences are far more likely to click through and purchase when they trust a creator's honest opinion rather than a scripted endorsement. Selling merchandise. This involves creators designing and selling branded products, from t-shirts and hoodies to mugs and stickers, often featuring catchphrases, logos, or inside jokes tied specifically to their channel's identity. YouTube has made this process considerably easier through built-in merchandise shelves that display products directly beneath videos, removing much of the friction that once required separate marketing efforts. What sets merchandise apart from other income methods is how it transforms audience loyalty into a tangible product, since fans often buy items less for the product itself and more as a way to visibly support a creator they enjoy. Profit margins vary depending on whether a creator manages inventory themselves or partners with print-on-demand services that handle production and shipping in exchange for a smaller per-item profit. This method tends to work best for creators with a strong, recognizable brand identity and a dedicated fan base willing to wear or display that connection publicly. Crowdfunding. This involves creators setting up dedicated pages where fans can pledge recurring monthly support in exchange for perks like early video access, behind-the-scenes content, or personal interaction. Unlike YouTube's built-in membership feature, this method operates entirely outside the platform, giving creators more control over pricing tiers, perks, and how directly they can communicate with supporters. What makes this approach distinct is the deeper sense of investment it tends to create among supporters, since backers often see themselves as directly funding a creator's ongoing work rather than simply paying for a single video or product. Earnings depend heavily on how personal and consistent a creator's relationship with their audience feels, since this model rewards creators who make supporters feel genuinely appreciated rather than just monetized. It tends to suit creators producing ongoing series, educational content, or creative projects where audiences feel personally invested in seeing the work continue. Licensing content. This involves selling the rights to a video, often one that has gone viral or captures a particularly newsworthy or entertaining moment, to news organizations, television programs, or other media outlets that want to use the footage. It requires no ongoing content strategy, since it typically applies to a single standout video rather than a creator's overall channel output. What separates licensing from other methods on this list is its one-time opportunistic nature, since it depends less on consistent audience building and more on capturing a moment that outside organizations find valuable enough to pay for. Payments can vary enormously, from modest sums for smaller regional use to substantial fees when major networks or international outlets want to feature particularly compelling footage. This tends to work as a supplementary income source rather than a primary strategy, since most creators can't reliably predict or replicate the kind of viral, licensable moments that make this method profitable. Digital products. This involves creators leveraging their expertise or audience trust to sell their own digital products directly, including online courses, ebooks, presets, templates, or other downloadable resources related to their content niche. Getting started requires creating something genuinely valuable enough that an existing audience would pay for it, often building on knowledge a creator has already demonstrated through their free video content. What makes this method different from ad revenue or sponsorships is the higher profit margin involved, since creators keep the vast majority of each sale rather than splitting revenue. The YouTube Shorts Fund. This involves creators earning money specifically from short-form vertical videos, a format YouTube introduced to compete with platforms like TikTok, with monetization evolving from an initial fixed bonus fund into an ad revenue sharing model, similar to standard long-form videos. Getting started requires meeting a separate set of eligibility thresholds specific to shorts, distinct from the requirements for regular video monetization, reflecting how differently short-form content tends to perform and get watched. What sets this method apart is the sheer reach potential of the format, since shorts are pushed aggressively through YouTube's recommendation system, sometimes exposing creators to audiences far larger than their regular subscriber base. Earnings per view tend to be considerably lower than standard long-form ad revenue, since short videos generate less ad space and viewing time, meaning meaningful income usually requires posting frequently and consistently rather than relying on occasional viral hits. This method tends to suit creators looking to grow visibility quickly, often using shorts as a discovery tool that feeds new viewers toward their long-form content and other income streams.